The title of the message is Going Rogue for God. You know, sometimes things become so cookie cutter in religion and church. It becomes more about the shape of the cookie rather than what's in the cookie. Religion, like any other entity in society, in any society that has ever existed, religion has a class culture. And if a person does not act, respond, speak, look, or even see things the way the mainstream class culture does, or even speak in the same octave of voice that religious class culture does, we tend to immediately deem that person and or persons irrelevant. Sometimes we are missing the best cookies because we are programmed to look for a certain religious class or form or shape. There's often times that I've thought I was less spiritual than someone else because I didn't fit their religious mold. God, I'm not good at this. I've told the Lord, like many of you, God, I'm no good at being a Christian. Anybody ever said that before? His response was this: when did I ever ask you or anybody else to be a Christian? What did Jesus ask Peter? Do you love me? Do you love me? Jesus doesn't want to know today, can you be a good Christian? He wants to know today, do you love him? And will you love him? See, because the box of Christianity is often formed by the class culture of our day. But that doesn't mean that that box has been formed by God. Being a good Christian often fits the shape of someone else's idea of religion. If I were to ask each person today, what is a good Christian? You would give me multitudes of answers. All of them would probably be great. But how many would come out and say the very first thing? Loving God. Someone that loves God. Being a good Christian often fits the shape of someone else's idea of religion. The mold of some other group's preference of God. That's what religion is, don't you know? In Matthew chapter 22, verse 35 through 38, then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him and saying, Teacher, which is the greatest commandment of law? So they're asking Christ this question. He continues, Jesus said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. This is the first and the great commandment. We are so hung up on our or someone else's personal spiritual prejudices that we have forgotten what is the most important thing that God has ever asked us to do, and that is love him. Most people love their religion, their spiritual preferences, more than they love God. Religion is when personal prejudice gets involved with pure truth. Prejudice influencing or infringing upon Jesus Christ is your religion. Having a form of godliness but denying its power, and from such people turn away. And what is the ultimate power? The power is in loving God. When did his grace come down? When I loved him. When did his healing come down? When I loved him again. When did he forgive me? When I loved him. When did he change me? When I loved him. When is it good? When I'm loving him. Power is in loving him. It's loving God. Loving him. So many have form, but they deny the power because loving God is not the priority. The unchurched are the most religious people on the planet because they have more stipulations and rules over their religion or spirituality. And you formed it to meet your personality. Unfortunately, most religion is not teaching people to love God, to follow Jesus, to be a disciple of Christ, to learn from him, to let him mold your life the way he wants it molded, to surrender to the Most High. Most religion is trying to duplicate itself. That our goal is not to be like each other or even a better you, but it's to love God and to have Christ formed in us. It's loving God, loving him, and to have Christ formed in us.